Okay, if you're watching this, it's because you want to rebound your benchmark. I'm going to take care of theme first, and then central idea, I'm going to be pretty brief. You have to watch this video and fill in the questions that follow in order to rebound. That may change the questions that follow depending on my time, um, but for the most part, I do want you guys to watch this video. You do need the request to rebound. You should have all this filled in. At the bottom where it says work for it, what you're going to do is you're going to fill in that you watched the video online. This is on your own time. You know you can do this at lunch. After school is a little sketchy. If you want to wait till Monday at EPA, you can watch it then. Like I said, though, your best bet's at lunch. Okay. Once you have this filled in, you go ahead and you bring back everything to me. I'll give you the rebound benchmark and you can take it. Okay. And I'll have different instructions for that when you guys are ready for it. Okay. So we're going to move on to the benchmark itself. It seemed like a lot of people had issues with this. Actually, let me rephrase that. This is just theme right here. So if you're looking at this first part, the rose that grew from concrete, the Tupac poem, that's all theme. We're all discussing theme here, okay? I want to remind you guys that theme is basically the message that your author, you don't have to write any, actually, I lie. If you have a small post-it note or some scratch paper, you may want to write things down if you need to, okay? The message an author wants you to get about life, right? Wants you to hear or read, whatever, about life or humanity, right? Like, or human behavior. This one actually is kind of like a little bit of both, right? Human behavior and life. Remember, if you go in here, this strategy does not always work, but I like to do it because it previews like what I should be looking for. Reading the questions first, right? So here, what is the theme of the rose that grew from concrete? All right, we have 4 different questions, 4 different answers. Nature can't control all, whatever, so on and so forth. I'm not going to read them all. The second question is, what line best shows the theme of the poem? And I know this here, I'm looking for evidence, right? It's kind of asking me for evidence. And over here, I'm being asked to infer, all right? Like, what do I think? One might be able to assume that the author, all right? So you're inferring and you're also looking for evidence here. Can I understand theme? Can I figure it out? I'm going to read the poem real quick. The rose that grew from concrete. Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete? Proving nature's law is wrong, it learned to walk without having feet. Funny, it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else ever cared. Sorry. All right. Remember, theme is hidden, right? It's not always stated directly. So with that in mind, I'm going to take a look at that very first question. What is the theme of the rose that grew from concrete? That first answer, a lot of you guys actually chose that first answer. Nature can't control all. The reason why, I mean, that does make sense, but the reason why that doesn't work, remember, it's not stated directly. And here it's all about like nature, the concrete, keeping down the rose. It's not really about the rose, okay? The rose is a symbol for something. So I'm going to cross out A because I know it's not stated directly. So that would also take care of D. This is not just about admiring nature and its determination. That was actually the second most incorrectly selected answer. D. C is way too obvious, right? Roses can grow from concrete. B, there's 2 ways to look at it. You could have done what I did, process of elimination. Also, B is the only answer that's talking about something that's not directly stated. One can achieve their goals regardless of the circumstances. Our one here is the rose. Okay, the rose achieved its goal regardless of its circumstances. What was its goal? Its goal was to grow and to live, right? Even though it was sitting buried in concrete, okay? Things usually don't grow out of concrete except for those dumb weeds that we all hate, or your parents hate, or you do if you clean your backyard. Okay, so that's where I'm saying like, hey, this is like the hidden message, okay? So if we know this is our theme, you can achieve your goals regardless of circumstances. 2 and 3 are cake, right? If you're going in there, you right away know, hey, look at A. But by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. The rose, it kept its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh, it learned to crack through the concrete, and this applies to life, right? Like if you keep your dreams, you learn what it is to achieve your dreams, okay? So the answer here would be A. So that is your evidence, right? That supports your theme. Finally, one might be able to assume that the author, the author might admire nature, but nah. D believes that not all goals can be accomplished. Keyword here, not all goals can be accomplished, so we're going to cross out D. So you're looking at B and C. I can see where a lot of people selected C, believes in the impossible, because roses growing through concrete is pretty impossible. But the only way you achieve your goals is if you admire hard work. Okay, so he's all about the hard work. Okay, that's for taking care of theme. So if there's any misconceptions or misunderstandings, hopefully this will help you clear that up.